Richard Lambert here, Advanced PJ Golf Professional based at Croston Heath. Happy New Year to you all. I'm just going to do a little video for you to do with your lead wrist. So I'm a right-handed golfer, so that's my left wrist for me. And we're just going to discuss something that we would like to see happening in the downswing if you are a slicer of the golf ball. Very important that, if you are a slicer of the golf ball. This is not something that I want you to do if you are a drawer of the golf ball. There is too much information out there, generic information out there on the internet that people will watch and read, and it's not relevant to them. So please understand, if you are a slicer, this is relevant to you. Okay, let's learn something. Okay, education is a very powerful thing. If my wrist goes like this, okay, that is called extension, okay? Or you can call it cupping, or you can call it flicking, or you can call it a wet spaghetti wrist. I don't care what you call it, but understand what it is. If your wrist moves like this, okay, that is flexion, or bowing, or de-lofting, or whatever. I don't care what you call it, but I want you to understand that flexion, if I put my arm straight out in front of you like this, is my wrist going like this. Okay? This is highly important. Okay. In the downswing, I want every slicer, okay? We're going to banish slices in 2020. This is what we're going to aim to do. I don't care where your backswing position is up here, okay? Because your backswing's just like bringing a catapult back. Doesn't matter whether you do it fast, slow, etc. If in a reasonable position, you can hit a good shot. And so if you pull a catapult back, guess what? It's going to fire that object okay. All right? So, as you get to the top of the golf swing, in your downswing, if you are able to get your lead wrist, so a left wrist if you are right-handed, or your right wrist if you are left-handed, to move into a flexed position, into flexion, it is going to do two things. First of all, watch this shaft. That shaft is currently vertical. I'm going to move my lead wrist into flexion. What is that shaft now? It is now shallowed. And look where the club head's gone. Behind me. It means the club head's going to be coming more from the inside. The other thing that a lead wrist that's in flexion does for us, okay, is it is highly likely to bring the club face in a closed position. Okay? Look at this. What's that doing? That club face. Watch closely. As I'm shoving that lead wrist into flexion and leading the handle in front of the club head, what's it doing to the club face? It's turning it in. Watch this. Okay. Lots of slicers, lots of extension through impact, adding loft, high weak slices, yeah? Face is opening. Lots of people who get into flexion, lower drawn golf shots, okay? So, that is only to do if you are a slicer of the golf ball, okay? What is extension? Extension is this movement, okay? Flexion is this movement. I don't care what you call it, okay? Weak wrists, floppy wrist, strong wrist, bowed, cupped. I couldn't care less what you refer to it as. You can give it a special nickname. It can be your pet if you want it to be. Okay? But I want you to understand what it is. Flexion, flexion, shallowing the shaft, drawing. Okay? If the club's up here and your wrist's moving into flexion in the downswing, club's going to be shallowing, face is going to be more close to the path. We're going to help you rid your slice. You might hit a pull hook to start off with, great. Okay, we're not fussed about that. All right, as long as that ball's not curving to the right, because if it's curving to the right, it means that the club face is open to the path, and we don't want it to be open to the path. Okay, we are going to banish slices in 2020. Okay, if you have a question because you sliced the ball, feel free to post it down below, whether this is on my Instagram, or my Facebook, or my Twitter, or my YouTube. Ask away to your heart's content. Anything to do with slicing, we're going to rid the golfing population of slices in 2020, and we're going to get you all to move to Drawsville. Okay? So we'll see you all soon. We're posting more regular updates this year. 2020 is going to be a much more active year for me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, etc. So if you want help with your golf, you'll be able to get some little tidbits on there, help you with your game. Or alternatively, go on over to my website. You can book your tuition with me directly online if you want. So go on over to those things if you want a little bit more information, a bit more help. But keep your eyes out. And I hope all of us can have a great golfing 2020.